Hello YouTube, this is Brandon Bailey here. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Hank Williams Sr. and the Grand Ole Opry. As you know, Hank Williams Sr., one of the greatest country music singers of all time, he could sing a song like nobody else. But yet, he is not in the Grand Ole Opry Hall of Fame. It doesn't make sense to me how... Now, the Grand Ole Opry has used Hank Williams. They've used his merchandise. They use impersonators. They use his name to get people to come to the Grand Ole Opry. But Hank Williams is not a member of the Grand Ole Opry. Now, Hank Williams Sr., when he first started out singing, it was one of his goals to sing on the Grand Ole Opry, and he finally made it there. He would sing at the Grand Ole Opry, he would be on TV, and people couldn't wait to watch him because he was the greatest country singer of his time, and still the greatest, one of the greatest country singers ever, without a doubt. So, Hank Williams Sr. would go on the Grand Ole Opry. He would sing his songs. He would put on a show. Girls loved him. And it worked out fine. But Hank Williams didn't like being told what to do. Hank Williams would rather be in a bar just picking his guitar for some friends. You know, just putting on a little show, drinking, having a good time. Which didn't help him throughout his Grand Ole Opry days. So, he wouldn't show up to his shows at the Grand Ole Opry. That made a lot of people mad. That made the owner of the Grand Ole Opry mad. So eventually, Hank Williams was not on the Grand Ole Opry anymore. He was not a part of their show. He didn't sing on their show anymore. So that devastated him because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to be on the Grand Ole Opry. Now, Hank Williams did kind of do this to himself, which I'll get to that later. So Hank Williams kind of fell off the tracks, if you will. You know, he already had really bad back problems, so he took a lot of painkillers, and he drank a lot. So eventually, New Year's Day, Hank Williams was going to a show, and he passed away at the age of 29 years old. Still not a part of the Grand Ole Opry at the time that he died. The owner of the Opry told him if he could get his act together, if he would focus on the Grand Ole Opry and actually do the shows, and if the owner started seeing that Hank Williams was doing better with himself, he'd let him back on the show. So, Hank Williams never had a chance to be back on the Grand Ole Opry. He passed away in a Cadillac on the way to a New Year's show at the age of 29. So, that leads to present day. Hank Williams III, who is Hank Williams Sr.'s grandson, Hank Williams Jr.'s son, is real passionate about this. He wants Hank Williams III reinstated into the Grand Ole Opry. Now, on the 50th year of Hank Williams being on the Grand Ole Opry, I'm pretty sure that's what the concert was for. It could have been because of his death, or it could have been the first time he was on the Grand Ole Opry. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on any of what the concert was for. But Hank Williams III was at the concert doing a little tribute to his grandfather. And if you've ever listened to Hank Williams Sr. and Hank Williams III, it's like Hank Williams III is a ghost of Hank Williams Sr. It's creepy, but I mean, great music to listen to. So Hank Williams III does the show without a problem, and after his little skit, there was a lot of artists doing Hank Williams songs. After Hank Williams III's bit, he went backstage and was talking to the owner of the Grand Ole Opry. Hank III asked him, "Do you think there's a chance we can get Hank Williams Sr. reinstated into the Grand Ole Opry?" I'm not sure how 100% true this is. This is quoted from Hank Williams III. Hank Williams III said that the owner told him they would not reinstate a dead guy. Now, if I was the owner of the Grand Ole Opry, Hank Williams Sr. would be the first artist on my Hall of Fame. He would be praised at the Grand Ole Opry. He would be... I couldn't even explain how much Hank Williams would be a part of the Grand Ole Opry. And it just doesn't make sense to me that he is still not reinstated. In 2014, he is still not reinstated. Now, Hank Williams III has a thing on his website. It's called Reinstate Hank. And it's a petition to get Hank Williams Sr. back into the Grand Ole Opry. So I recommend going to his website and signing the petition. You know, it really makes me mad because Hank Williams Sr. is amazing. He's an amazing singer. I listen to him all the time. I mean, Hank Williams Sr. is one of my favorite artists ever. And they won't let him in because he couldn't make a promise because he died. That doesn't make sense to me. But, anyways, so yeah, make sure y'all sign that petition. Get Hank Williams Sr. reinstated back into the Grand Ole Opry. Also, there's a song by Hank Williams III called "The Grand Ole Opry Ain't So Grand Anymore." I recommend listening to it. It's a little bit edgy. I don't recommend kids listening to it unless parents are around, whatever. You know the drill. But there's also a few artists that still aren't in the Grand Ole Opry. Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson, and George Strait. Those are just the three I'll go over. I don't know why they're not in the in the Opry yet. Merle Haggard, I mean, I love Merle Haggard. Great singer. Great songwriter. Willie Nelson, and I think I kind of know why Willie Nelson isn't in the Grand Ole Opry. Because of his smoking habits, maybe. Maybe that's the deal. I'm not sure. And George Strait, I have no idea why George Strait isn't in the Opry. I mean, what has he done to... What could he do to the Grand Ole Opry to put a bad name on them, you know? So, you know, I don't understand why Willie Nelson isn't in there. He's one of the greatest songwriters of all time. He wrote Midnight Rider. He wrote Hello Walls for Fair and Young. He wrote Crazy for Patsy Cline. He wrote, I mean, so many great, great songs that will live forever. And yet, he's not in the Grand Ole Opry. So, you know, I'm not saying I don't like the Grand Ole Opry. I would love to go one day. But it doesn't make sense to look at the Hall of Fame in the Opry and not see Hank Williams on that list. Doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So now that I'm done ranting, make sure you sign that petition. Make sure you go check out that song, The Grand Ole Opry Ain't So Grand Anymore. Make sure to subscribe to my videos. Make sure to like them. And try to share these videos to your friends who are country music fans. I really want to get my name out there. I really want to start something big. Eventually, I want to get a nicer setup behind me. Right now, I'm just on my bed. Eventually, I want to put all my CDs behind me. Maybe some more country music stuff behind me. And have a place where I can actually really film and not having to... Right now, I'm filming on my iPad. So, yeah, make sure to subscribe, tell your friends. Thanks, guys.